Thousands of planners across the country have become who they are because of that one movie that changed the narrative of the wedding industry, and that's Band Baja Barat.
Behind every beautiful wedding is a world most people never get to see.
रिसेप्शन से सुई धागा मंगाया, वेदी के अंदर जो फूल पड़े थे वो फूल निकाले, उससे पिरो रहे हम लोग और सुई धागा से वरमाला बना रहे.
The Indian wedding industry is estimated to be worth over 6.5 lakh crores annually. Today's guest has spent over a decade navigating that world. Please welcome Mr. Ashish Nahata to Mic पे मिलेंगे.
वेडिंग प्लानर्स तो कमीशन पे काम करते हैं.
The moment we talk about events, हर आदमी राजा बन जाता है. Are you ready to pay for it? If yes, then we'll get the world for you.
एक रिचुअल जो आप मॉडर्नाइज करना चाहेंगे.
In the name of gifting, I still feel आज बहुत dowry हो रहा है. There are brides who've come to us and who've cried and said, please ask Papa to not spend more. It's your mindset that helps you overcome your biggest failures. I've given this mindset the Virat mindset. Have that one shot to make things right.
Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of Mic पे मिलेंगे. I'm your host Tamanna. When we look at a wedding, we usually see the final picture, right? The beautiful decor, the stunning outfits, the grand entries, the perfectly captured moments that we all have seen. But behind every beautiful wedding is a world most people never get to see. A world of pressure, trust, emotions, expectations, negotiations, family dynamics, and hundreds of people working together to make one special day feel effortless. And it is a much bigger world than most people imagine. The Indian wedding industry is estimated to be worth over 6.5 lakh crores annually, with nearly 1 crore weddings taking place every year. During the peak wedding seasons of 2025 alone, an estimated 46 lakh weddings were celebrated in just 44 days. Today's guest has spent over a decade navigating that world. What started with rupees 2 lakh of savings from his first job eventually became ANC Events. Over the years, he has curated 100 plus weddings and events across 15 plus cities in India, including India's first cruise wedding in 2019. Today, we'll go beyond the Instagram highlights and explore the realities of the wedding industry, the business, the pressure, the people, and the stories that make it all come together. Please welcome Mr. Ashish Nahata to Mic पे मिलेंगे. Thank you so much, sir, for choosing this platform and taking out your precious time for us today.
Thank you so much, Tamanna. Very, very happy to be here and welcome to Ahmedabad. The fact that you've flown all the way from Delhi to Ahmedabad says a great deal about you. Thank you for doing this.
The feeling is 100% mutual.
Thank you.
So starting off with a very obvious question that I would say, how much of credit does Anushka Sharma or Ranveer Singh deserve for ANC today?
I think if I was to actually credit them, it is because of them where I am today. And maybe thousands of planners across the country have become who they are because of that one movie that changed the narrative of the wedding industry, and that's Band Baja Barat, the obvious movie. And that movie had something extremely special.
100%.
The emotions coming in, the way you could resonate, and I feel that movie justified the very role that they lived, the characters that they lived, be it Bittu Sharma or Shruti Kakkad. And
Do you carry that energy? Do people tell you?
I don't know yet because it's inside of me. But from what I understand and what I have lived over the years, I feel that one character, Bittu Sharma, actually made Anushka Sharma quit her role right there with Chanda Narang and move on to that role. And I've watched that movie at least 20 times.
Gosh.
And I can say it without any hesitation that if you're genuinely somebody who is ready to do greater things in life, I think movies somewhere shift that energy in you. So yeah, I will give them all the credit. And they rightly deserve so, because I don't know who came up with the idea of doing that movie, but thank you so much for making that movie and giving that emotion to thousands and lakhs of people across India that a wedding planner can make a difference.
100%. And
Yeah.
I think you are big time to the directors of that film now. Now that you're so inspired, and me myself, when I saw that movie for the first time, indeed it makes you romanticize about this entire industry if we look at it. But
Yeah.
every entrepreneur today has a typical business plan.
Yeah.
So when you entered this industry, was it same for you?
Not at all. I don't know if there's a business plan that somebody's written. Show me, because I think it was more instinctive than a plan. And if I have to put it out there, everything that I've done in my life related to events is accidental. I never intended on becoming a wedding planner. That movie, of course, pushed me to think of something, but that one, instance actually ignited that flare in me that I want to consider events. Because जब वो मूवी देख रहा था तो मेरे को ऐसा लगा कि मैं मेरी लाइफ अपने सामने देख रहा हूँ और मैं भी ऐसा कुछ करना चाहता हूँ एंड ऐसी कोई वैल्यू एडिशन देना चाहता हूँ. एंड व्हेन यू आर इन कॉलेज तब आपके मन में होता है कि करियर में आप क्या करोगे आगे.
Right.
तो उसी टाइम पे ये मूवी आई थी 2010 एंड आई वाज लकी बिकॉज दैट वाज just the right time for me to actually see that movie.
Or take a call in life, probably.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I'd say that. And eventually, when I started, doing event coordination in my college, when I was hosting events at my college, I used to manage artists at my college. And I didn't realize that eventually it will shape my career towards who I have become today.
Yeah.
Naturally, so it happened that I had actually gone out with a friend of mine. We used to go to gym together.
Okay.
And he said कि मेरे को शूज खरीदने हैं तो तू मेरे साथ चलेगा. तो I was like हाँ चलते हैं, कोई बात नहीं.
Okay.
And then I saw him that he was trying to look for a particular set of shoes.
Okay.
And I actually caught him and was like कि तू क्या कर रहे थे, को heels क्यों चाहिए जूते में.
हाँ.
I said भाई एक्चुअली लड़की वाले देखने आ रहे हैं और लड़की की हाइट शायद मेरे से 1-2 इंच ज़्यादा है.
Whoa. Okay.
and I made him feel comfortable and we laughed about it. We got the right set of shoes.
That actually
And-
solved the problem.
Yeah, and it solved the problem. And he was very comfortable opening up to me.
Okay.
And he said कि भाई तेरे से तो मैं share कर सकता हूँ. And then we got back and that match actually happened. They both are happily married today with 3 kids.
Oh.
And that was the first wedding that I actually did for my school friend.
Wow.
And never realizing that back in the day when I was helping him, maybe somewhere this was all God sent. That, and I'm a big believer of destiny. I feel that आपके सामने जो moments आ रहे हैं वो
They're just
आपके life
connecting
को
dots.
yes they're shaping your life.
100%.
And when I did that, when my friend Raghav, who was finding that shoe somewhere, I didn't know that I'll end up becoming that planner for him. And he candidly said कि तूने कॉलेज में इतने इवेंट्स किए हैं, तू इतने टाइम से एंकरिंग कर रहा है, तो मेरी शादी प्लान कर दे.
Okay.
And that changed my entire journey of life. I was never intending to be a planner, like I said. I was into diamond assorting.
Oh.
I wanted to be a cricketer.
Okay.
I wanted to be a police officer.
Well, every other guy wanted to be that at that moment.
Yeah, and everything then boiled down to, and I was a little skeptical because जब मैंने event industry के बारे में लोगों से पूछा तो सब
Yeah.
डरा रहे थे कि industry बहुत competitive है, बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, which is true. But there is something that you have to feel for yourself. Nobody in the entire universe can take decisions for you.
Right.
It's your instinct, it's your gut, it's your willingness to do something that shapes your life.
True.
And that's what happened with me. And then everything else is just history in making, I feel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did not have a business plan. I did not know that I'll end up becoming a planner at such a young age.
And you
I
didn't
think,
even had a degree in this specialized course or
no,
something.
nothing. I think I was one student who was always outstanding,
Okay.
standing outside the class.
You mean that one.
yeah, I was never very serious about studies. In fact, my faculties, my teachers were more scared about my result than I was. कि ये पास तो हो जाएगा. But look, ma'am, I've actually passed. I'm flying high, really, with all of your love and efforts.
Wow.
And this is one thing that I proudly say, that you have to listen to your gut. you cannot avoid it. It will show you the path. So yeah, I am an accidental planner with absolutely zero knowledge, a self-taught planner, you can say. And I'm extremely proud of the journey that I have lived over the last 12, 15 years. And yes,
You know, I'll tell you, Ashish, to be honest, this is one industry that I haven't tapped yet on my podcast,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And when I read about you, got to know about you, wanted to invite you on the show, I was intrigued by the fact that you've done so many events, you've done so much, and you don't have, neither it's hierarchical that, it's
Yeah.
like you're a second generation. It's all you, right? It's
Correct.
not anybody behind you. But how beautifully you're doing it, how stunning your page is, how much hard work and soul you've put in.
Thank you.
You've come a long way, and we are so proud of you, in fact.
Thank you so much. Means a lot. And I just owe all of it to people who've been a part of this journey. People always feel that it's them who are doing things, but honestly, it's the circle around you.
Right.
They are the ones who see that belief system in, who place that belief system in you rather, and they make you do things which you did not see are possible by yourself. And that's what has happened with me, and I'll owe all of it in my life to people giving me that push, maybe that extra nudge. And of course, I have put in efforts. I'll not deny that. I have put in efforts where I needed to. I've always been very focused and disciplined about my life choices when it comes to career and my personal choices, because I cannot go wrong is what I always tell to myself, that you only have one shot at things.
True.
And that's how my mind belief system has also started shaping up.
Yeah, wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean, people see these weddings, they see the events, they see all luxurious setup, I would say.
Yeah.
But that 19-year-old guy who took that leap, entered the industry, right? You've come this far. When did you know that this was not just interesting or intriguing for you, but this was exactly your calling in life?
That's an interesting story, actually. I don't know if I'll be able to fit that story in this short time that
But
we
you'll have to for us.
But if I have to share one story that will take me back to that one calling that I had, again, I'd like to thank the makers of IPL, the people who started IPL,
Okay.
because one thing that India has done to a lot of people from the middle class families is give them hope, give them something to believe, give them that aspiration to dream big. And it has always happened because you see something larger than yourself happening in front of you.
Right.
And when I was in first year of college, I was sitting on the last bench with my friends, and we decided IPL had just happened 2 years back, and in 2000 and a year back, and in 2009 we decided that let's do a cricket tournament.
Okay.
And it was then named All Stars Premier League, ASPL. And we did that for almost 3 months.
Yeah.
Every Sunday I
Yeah.
used to visit cricket grounds of Ahmedabad, distribute pamphlets to each and everybody with my hand that
Wow.
there is a tournament we are doing, please participate. I used to feel funny now that I look at it, that I used to put in my 101% to click with one person, to click with 2 people and see if I can gather teams.
Wow.
We gathered 24 teams, of which 16 were brought in by me, and the remaining 8 were done by 2 of my college friends. So we were 3 of us, and we decided that whoever gets the maximum number of teams
Yeah.
will get the most number of money when we divide the profits.
Wow.
So this is the 19-year-old me, and all I did that was for pocket money. I did not do it because I wanted money, but also because I wanted to do something useful with my time. And it was successfully executed. And towards the end of the tournament, which was the final day,
Yeah.
I have pictures of those events. And honestly, when people walk up to you and say that आपके टूर्नामेंट में बहुत मज़ा आया, आपने बहुत अच्छे से सब किया, to a 19-year-old, now that I go back to that day, it's a huge motivation. And it shapes you, it builds confidence in you, and it makes you realize that, yes, you are meant for this.
It makes you contemplate
Yeah,
about your
yeah.
talents,
And
right?
also, things that you were thinking कि हाँ ये time pass के लिए किया है, लेकिन eventually it starts moving towards the bigger things is where my motivation lies. From there on, there was no stopping. I was heading my cultural committee team in the college. I was taking care of every little aspect when it came to events that were supposed to be managed within the community. And I remember I was about to fail in the third year of my college, but my dean then, I owe her that she said कि तुम externals देख लो, internal हम देख लेंगे तुम्हारा, बस focus on the external exams. That was very special for me. And from there on, in 2014, I was into branding advertising for a year and a half. I also was, in London for a brief period where I did my international business and finance, which was entirely a scholarship. All of that together made me a lot more confident. So by the time I completed my college and when I was ready for a job, a year and a half later, there I was planning my very good friend's wedding, Raghav, and then everything just started falling in place. So yeah.
Wow. But yet again, this makes me another very curious here, because see, branding, finance, advertising, business, then wedding. I mean, isn't it ironical, I would say?
I agree and I understand where you're coming from, but a event planner, a good event planner is somebody who knows a little bit of everything, is what I feel.
Okay.
And that's something that a lot of people miss, कि event planner को सिर्फ अपना काम पता होना चाहिए, नहीं, आपको बहुत कुछ जानना पड़ेगा. आपको पता होना चाहिए जब आप बिजनेसमैन के साथ बैठे तो उनके साथ कैसी बातें करनी है. तो I think all of your knowledge comes handy. All of the things that I had experienced in the 4-5 year period of my college to becoming a planner, or rather planning the first wedding, is all because I was very observant. I was very involved. I was extremely passionate of whatever I was doing, and it led to doing things in the way where people could notice and say, yes, आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया.
Sure.
And that's something that cannot come from reading a book. It cannot come from listening to just the stories around you. You have to dive in. You have to give that extra effort. You have to put yourself behind things and see things differently.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Because you understand psychology from every perspective.
Yeah.
Right? Be it by finance, be it advertising, or
Yeah.
be it a planner, or be it somebody who's coming from altogether another tangent, right?
Correct.
I think that helps you shape up. Into
Definitely.
somebody who you
That's
are
a
today.
big plus. And
Yeah.
maybe one of the reasons why I was able to pull off the first wedding so beautifully was because of all of this knowledge. And on third day, which is the checkout of my friend's wedding, this is my first wedding.
Yeah.
A gentleman walks up to me and he says, "Are you Ashish?" I was like, "Yes, sir, please tell me." And you are here to serve. 3 days you've given in your all and you want to make sure that every guest is happy.
Yeah.
And on the day of checkout, he asked me that, "Are you sure you're Ashish?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Yes, sir, please tell me, is something wrong?"
Yeah.
"No, I just want to congratulate you on the way you've managed the entire wedding."
Wow.
कितने साल से आप ये काम कर रहे हैं?
And that was your first.
That was my
wedding.
first wedding. And I had goosebumps then, and I was like, oh my God, somebody is actually appreciating me. I said, "Sir, thank you so much for your words. Can you please share this feedback with Pawan uncle?"
Yeah.
And he said, "I'll be happy to do that." But the good part came in that he went with me to the groom's father, Raghav's father, and he said कि ये लड़के ने 3 दिन मैं इसको देखे जा रहा हूँ, ये शायद सोए भी नहीं होंगे और आंखें एकदम लाल पड़ी अभी भी, एंड बहुत अच्छा काम किया इन्होंने. एंड बोला कि कितने साल से कर रहे हैं, ये
अच्छा.
जवाब नहीं दे रहे. तो बोले जी इसकी ये फर्स्ट वेडिंग है.
अरे.
And imagine the happiness that I felt that a person is saying good things about me to somebody who trusted me with the first wedding. And
How old were you when you did this?
I was 25.
Okay.
And he did not believe what I said, that it's my first wedding. So I had to make Pawan uncle say it. And he said, "Niji, ये तो राघव का दोस्त है, ये पहला wedding है." and then he said कि बहुत अच्छा लगा आपका काम, हम आपको ज़रूर recommend करेंगे.
क्या बात.
You know, that's where I decided कि शादियाँ करनी है, लोगों को खुश करना है, because responsibility से जो satisfaction मिलता है ना, वो next level है.
100%.
I don't think money was on my mind when I was doing that wedding, because I had not even discussed my fee with him. I was all in. I had just brought in 20 people. I did not know what to do with them. I just made them stand there. उन्हें कुछ काम होगा मैं बुलाऊंगा आ जाना. And I had shortlisted those 20 people, and I think most of them were there ready to, you know, take my commands, and I feel so good that I did that wedding. The first person who trusted me with that wedding, I thank them that this happened. And you know, that's where you realize that okay, life shapes you, destiny shapes you, every moment, every decision that you've taken in life shapes you. It's not just that one moment, it's a combination of multiple moments like these that make you who you are. Even you, I'm sure you would have been through a lot
Sweet,
yourself.
Yeah. But I mean, even though, you know, you started ANC at 25,
Yeah.
but I'd say from 19 to 25, somewhere or the else,
Yeah.
you were 100% still in it, is it?
I can say so. I was definitely there.
Yeah.
And 6 years, but I was very scared.
Yeah.
I was scared that I will have to leave my life behind. I was scared that maybe this might not work with me. I was scared because I did not know if this is the right thing to do. And the first wedding also came after I saved 2 lakh rupees from my job. I got my first laptop, a MacBook, which at that time costed me 80,000 rupees.
God.
And the remaining 1,20,000 rupees, I was sure to utilize it as my business capital.
Okay.
And from that 2 lakh rupees that I invested in my business to today, I feel so, surprised myself that how did it happen? How did I decide on doing that? And I used to hop cafes. I used to meet people at 5-star hotels. And of course, people used to say कि आप तो 25 के हो, आप कैसे शादी manage करोगे? And in that moment, all that people were trying to do were test me. They were trying to test that will this guy come up with a confident reply or he will cave in. And maybe all of the 6 years of my, doing random things actually made me very confident in front of them. And I said, uncle, आप enjoy करिएगा, मैं देख लूँगा. आप मेरे को रात को 2 बजे भी फ़ोन करेंगे, मैं आपका कॉल उठा के आपका काम मैनेज करूँगा. And that intention is what people see. आज भी I don't fret saying this, but people are not looking for big glamorous wedding that you showcase them. They are looking for that intent. If your intention is to serve them, if your intention is to make them happy, if your intention is to take care of them out and out, they will give you that wedding.
And our next Ashish can be born through this then. I'd say.
So yeah, I think that's what life is all about. It's about putting that confident step forward, giving your 100%, showing up, not making people feel that you are doing an obligation by picking up a call. You have to give your 100% every time. I remember briefly last week when I had called you.
Yeah.
You were all in. That difference is what made you feel stand out from different people, and that's the reality of life. You will have to give your 100% in everything.
True.
And nobody in this life can be successful if you're not giving your 100%. And that 1% extra is a cherry on the cake. And that's all life is about.
Wow. That was both sweet and overwhelming for me.
Thank you.
I mean, as you mentioned already, that you were pretty young to compete in this industry. At 25,
Correct.
you started ANC. And gaining people's trust was like another luxury, I would say.
Yeah.
So, how did you acquire that from people? When you compete and you see people around you in the
Correct.
same industry, I think they'd be double your age, I would say.
Definitely. Even for that matter, I was dealing with, fathers or mothers who were my parents' age.
Yeah.
And all I had to do was show them my true intention, give them the right presentation, not boast about things, because of course I did not have anything to showcase or, nothing strong. But of course, one thing that I did always, and I still did, till day I do it, which is extremely important, that I make my potential families whom I work with talk to my last guest.
Okay.
I ask them to call them up, take my feedback. Only if you feel confident by talking to them, give me the wedding.
You willingly tell them?
I
to do
tell
it?
them this.
Wow.
I tell them that go ahead, talk to the last family or the couple. If they say good things about us, come to us. It's
Wow.
all right if you want to consider somebody else. The world is an open stage. You can work with anybody you want. And I have never in the last 12, 15 years or, 10 years officially to ANC, that I have ever worried about competition.
Wow.
I don't see competition anywhere.
So you say that competition doesn't exist?
I feel competition is not the right word. I feel there is market for everyone.
True.
First, India is a big country with 140 crore people living here. 1 crore weddings happen every year. How many can you potentially do? So there is market for everyone. And one very important part that I always maintained was transparency with the people I worked, be it my vendors, be it hoteliers, be it artists, be it families. I've always been 100% transparent with them. Not a single person back then could comment on me and say कि लड़का उल्लू बना रहा है. आपको
After you've done your work, right?
yeah definitely. And also एक बहुत important चीज़ है, coming back to your question, that how did you build trust. जो बिजनेसमैन होते हैं ना, वो इतने लोगों से डील करते हैं, उनको पहले 5 मिनट में पता चल जाता है कि ये हमें उल्लू बना रहा है या ये जेन्युइन बंदा है. उनके भी इंस्टिंक्ट्स बहुत स्ट्रांग है. तो अगर आप सोच रहे हो आपके मन में कि अरे यार इनको तो मैं उल्लू बना लूंगा,
Yeah,
Sorry.
how do we say it in Hindi? लूट लेंगे.
हाँ
That we लूट लेंगे इनको. ऐसा,
हाँ,
that's
तो
what
वो
people say,
लोग
कि आप तो हमें
सोचते
लूट रहे
हैं.
हो.
करेक्ट. तो वो नहीं पॉसिबल है.
Yeah.
वो तब भी नहीं पॉसिबल था, आज भी नहीं पॉसिबल है और आगे भी नहीं हो सकता. पीपल आर वेरी स्मार्ट. People with money are more smarter than you think they are. And they know where to put their money. They know whom they are putting their trust in. So I thankfully feel that there was never a problem with people trusting me. I come from a good family background. My values have always been of high importance to me. And I followed that. My parents are also somebody who have always been in business. I have seen that part in them. Though I never took money from them. Ever since I started my first job till day, I've never taken a single penny from my family.
Wow.
I've always given with an intent that I am capable enough to take care of my family in the most proud way I can. But the good part that has happened is that people trusted me because I was always genuine. I was never flashy. I never wanted to do things which make people feel otherwise, and that worked for me.
That worked. And I'm sure your parents must be very proud about the fact.
I'm sure they are. Yeah.
But other than this, as we come back to the events now.
Yeah.
So, Ashish, you've done so many events, है ना? मतलब अगर हम पीछे देखें, ऐसे तो कोई moments हुए होंगे जहाँ पर आपने अपने designation से परे हटकर कुछ ऐसे roles निभाए just to save your event.
काफ़ी बार, मतलब in fact ऐसी stories I don't know if I should be talking about it, but
Yeah.
जब आप स्टार्ट करते हो, आपको सिखाने वाला कोई नहीं है, आप सब चीज़ अपने आप कर रहे हो.
Yeah.
एंड एट एवरी स्टेप ऑफ द वे you have to manage things at your level. Nobody is going to take fault for you.
Right.
Is when you have to give your everything you've got. And that has happened. And I'll give you instances. मैंने लगेज उठाए हुए हैं at hotel receptions. मैंने साइट पे झाड़ू मारा हुआ है. मैंने गेस्ट को एज अ आई कैन से दिस एज अ वेटर मैंने सर्व किया हुआ है. एज अ फैक्ट दैट लोगों को खाना तक सर्व किया है इन एट अ स्टेज व्हेन थिंग्स हैव ऑलरेडी गॉटन बेटर. इफ वन एजेंसी इज नॉट एबल टू हैंडल द प्रेशर, आई हैव स्टेप्ड इन टू डिलीवर थिंग्स देयर. साउंड चेक किया हुआ है साइट पे ताकि आर्टिस्ट को दिक्कत नहीं हो, तो वो वाला पार्ट भी किया है. Lot of things, but that one story which stands out always for me, which is extremely important maybe for the people who are listening to us, is किसी की शर्म मत करो. अगर आप लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल होना चाहते हैं तो आप वो सब कुछ करो जो आपको करना है. ये मत सोचो कि लोग देखेंगे, लोग क्या बोलेंगे, लोग क्या सोचेंगे आपके बारे में.
ऐसे नहीं बोला किसी ने, अरे सर आप तो बॉस हैं, आप क्यों झाड़ू लगा
नहीं
रहे हैं?
क्यों बोलेंगे. किसी को फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि कौन कर रहा है, पर ये फ़र्क पड़ता है कि नहीं हो रहा.
अगर
I-
वो गंदा है तो वो
Correct.
आप पे ही आएंगे. I mean,
हाँ,
it's
correct,
not only
मतलब-
about that. It's about particularity, about your
So funny
perfect
part is
events.
more than anything, I have done it because it is my site. I have done it because I own that event. I have not done it with the mindset के जगह गंदी है तो कोई कुछ बोल देगा. मैं खुद satisfied नहीं हूँ. If I am not happy with my work, if I am not content with the kind of value I want to bring to an event, I will do everything in my capacity to make things work.
Wow.
Sometimes I might succeed, sometimes I might fail, but my intention will be 100%, and that's very important. And at that particular event, which is lot before ANC had started, 2013, I was doing this another event for my friend at his residence. There were about 200 people who were going to be at that event, and on that particular day, everything was going right. I was still learning, still growing. He trusted me with his family's function, and one agency which had to turn up and make things right was the housekeeping agency.
Okay.
We had committed them 5 members, but only 2 showed up. 3 didn't come because for some reason or the other they were not available. And उन दोनों को मैंने पटाया कि आप फटाफट काम चालू करिए. इवेंट स्टार्ट होने में 15 मिनट बचे हैं एंड आई कैन सी दैट इट विल नॉट गेट कम्प्लीटेड. आई वेंट टू माई फ्रेंड्स प्लेस. मैंने वहाँ से झाड़ू लिया, किसी को बताए बिना मैंने झाड़ू लगाना स्टार्ट किया. माई फ्रेंड केम एंड ही सेड तू क्या कर रहा है, घर पे छोटू है वो कर देगा. मैं बोला नहीं यार मेरी साइट है, आई हैव टू डू दिस. आई एम सॉरी, तू जा, तू रेडी होकर के आ जाना, आई एम डूइंग माई पार्ट. And trust me, I don't feel shy owning that story, owning that moment, because it was my job. It's something that I was entrusted with. I can't let families feel that I'm there only to get money from them. I can't do things only because it means only to the families and not to me. I have to feel things personally. Only then I can give them the kind of value that I'd really like to give. So I think that story for me is extremely important for people out there to know कि कोई भी काम छोटा बड़ा नहीं होता. And it's true. आपको शायद जब आप छोटे होते हैं तब आपके पेरेंट्स सिखाते हैं कि आप ये काम करो वो काम करो. उस टाइम पे हमें नहीं अच्छा लगता, मेरे को भी नहीं अच्छा लगता था. बट देन आई रियलाइज्ड कि ये लर्निंग्स है, ये लाइफ लर्निंग्स है जो आपको आपके बिजनेस में, आपके करियर में, आपके जॉब में हेल्प करती है. हाउ रेडी यू आर इन अ सिचुएशन, हाउ विलिंग यू आर इन अ सिचुएशन to deliver that extra value. And I think that narrative has to be there, like hands down it has to be there.
As you mentioned, you know, that extra mile
Yeah.
that you're ready to go.
Correct.
उसके बाद स्पेशली जिस इंडस्ट्री में आप इतने पैशनेट हो, देन उसके बाद अगर आपको क्लियर पिक्चर दिखता है कि कोई काम बड़ा और छोटा नहीं होता.
नहीं होता.
एंड यू नो कि अगर वो झाड़ू नहीं लगा होता, दैट वुड हैव मेक hell of a difference for you.
Definitely. And even my friend Dishant, his family members were there. They saw me sweeping the site and they looked at me and said, आशीष आप क्यों कर रहे हो, हम बोल देते किसी को. मैं बोला कोई बात नहीं, मेरी गलती है, मैंने चीज़ें ध्यान से नहीं करी. आई एम डूइंग थिंग्स बिकॉज आई वॉन्ट टू डू थिंग्स, आप टेंशन मत लीजिए. एंड इट्स अबाउट दैट फैक्टर के लोग समझते हैं ये. Nobody, in fact, I have that one person from his family who said कि आपकी ये intensity और ये passion आपको बहुत आगे लेके जाएगा.
हाँ, 100%.
And I did not know, but those words might not have made sense to me then, but today when I look at things, आज भी मेरे साइट पर मेरे को लग रहा है कि मेरी नीड है तो मैं कभी अपने रूम में नहीं बैठा हूँ. I have the utmost luxury to be seated in my room under the AC and be happy that my team is working. I've never done that. And no good planner in their right mind will do that ever. And I say it for the entire industry. We are one lot who are extremely passionate. Event planning is not a joke. Somebody with their life's most important decision is trusting you,
True.
giving you that access to them. And nobody from within the fraternity would want to give any less in terms of value. And it's something that I feel very strongly about, that एक दिन अगर इवेंट पे 6 बज गए हैं तो दोबारा उस दिन 6 नहीं बजेंगे. आपके पास वो एक ही चांस है. You have that one shot to make things right. If you do it, you will succeed. If not, then there is somebody else who will always be doing better than you, and you'll just have to be sorry for yourself. So that's how it is.
How beautifully you decoded this, and I hope if 20 years from now, when I would say you the number one wedding planner here, your answer should remain the same.
No, I think my story, my life, my moments, my value, my core will always be the same. And I've always believed in humbling myself every time. I have never in my life felt that success should get to your head. It should rather make you all the more humble, and that's what is very important for you as a business owner, as somebody who's doing amazing with their careers. And I have had situations where I have dealt with people who've shown me the humble side of things, and I have been told by a lot of people around that ये तो successful होने के बाद ऐसा करेगा वो करेगा, but if you are genuinely willing to be successful, humbleness has to come with it
100%.
by default. There is no going back to that.
True. So Ashish, now that we're talking about values and emotions now,
Yeah.
You've seen so many events. Has there been any event that has changed you as a human being?
On top of my head, I think there's this one wedding that I proudly own, and a lot of times this industry has seen it as a money making machine, as a space where a lot of people who are not within the industry but people who are looking it from the outside, उनको ऐसा लगता है कि इवेंट प्लानिंग में बहुत पैसा है. आप गलत हैं. पैसा होगा, लेकिन उसके ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है, वो है ह्यूमन इमोशन. एंड आई हैव फेल्ट दैट सो डीपली दैट इट मेड मी realize how lucky we are to be able to hear things, to be able to say things and do things so easily, so smoothly. In 2018, we did a wedding for a family. This one friend of mine who came to me and said, Ashish, it's my brother's wedding and I'd like you to come meet us. And I was like, sure. I went at her place. And when I reached there, I saw that her brother was deaf. Her brother was not somebody who could speak.
The groom, you mean?
Yes, the groom. He could not speak, he could not hear. And there is my friend. She's translating everything he's trying to say to me. For a moment, I was like, really? I am going to plan this wedding?
Did she tell you this beforehand?
She did give me a heads up, of course. But I was not prepared for it until I reached there. And when I reached there, I realized that this is going to be extremely difficult, because I don't know how should I communicate myself directly to somebody whose wedding I'm going to plan. And not just the groom, even the bride. Not just the bride and groom, even their father, their bhuaji, even the 80 guests who were a part of that entire wedding were also going to be people who can't hear, who can't speak, and you had to plan things for them. And every time I think about it, I feel even my vendors, my artist who was performing there, he had goosebumps saying कि आशीष भाई thank you, आपने हमें इस wedding में involve किया. And it's one space which is extremely close to my heart. And 4 days of wedding that we had planned, they come from a very well-to-do family who could actually give their son and their family so much happiness. During those 4 days, we planned everything keeping in mind that how will guests feel? How can we impart that experience to people so that they feel connected to the event? So
and you had to put yourself into their shoes to understand that emotion.
Yeah, and trust me, it was one of the most life-altering wedding for me. And I was extremely grateful to God that we are lucky to get our senses in place. With all due respect to the people who go through all of this every day in their lives, it's extremely tough. And we had the chance to make something beautiful for those 4 days, for all of them who are going to be there, to experience what we can create for them, that magic that we can bring for them. And I'll tell you the details that we did. So at their Sangeet, we did a lot of cutouts of celebrities in the passage so that they could see. 50 people from across the world were traveling for that wedding. We had 3 translators from across India to be there at the wedding to manage that entire experience for them. So when a MC is announcing on stage for the rest of the guests, for those 80 people, there was sign language interpretation that was happening right there on stage.
Wow.
And it was something very different, very rare for me to experience. The visual experiences we added, so we added a liquid water drummer. We made sure that our artist, when he's performing on stage, the bass is higher than the vocals or the treble,
You have
so
to
that
take care of
they
these
feel that
details.
they are experiencing sound.
Wow.
Because they cannot hear, and even if they had to applaud, they used to do this to express their happiness. And that emotion is still with me, that faces. And trust me, sorry to say this out loud, but the best wedding guests were them. They were on time, without any fuss, without any issues, without creating any drama, without being cranky about food. Without They were so grateful to everything that was happening with them, and they were the best audience. They were the best guests that I could actually serve. We used to actually, for their breakfast, we used to slip in papers from below their doors that your breakfast is ready, please come. We had lasers that we used to knock. We can't knock because they can't hear. So we used lasers that we used to point below their door, so they could see that somebody is on the door. And then we had the translator or the interpreter to interpret what we want to say. We had for the logistics part, we had placed placards in their cars which highlighted the 4 different venues where they had to go. If they if they pointed out shopping, then we knew where we could take them to shop. So all of that detailing was done, and I feel so proud to say that wedding did not get the likes or the views then, because maybe this was not important for others. But for those people who were there, they were enjoying, they were in the moment, they were celebrating, they were happy. They knew that this is their life moment.
And it was extremely challenging and
Extremely.
emotionally very sensitive for you.
And I still get tears thinking about that wedding, because you don't get to experience these emotions every day. You don't get to do something for somebody so special.
Be honest, how many times did you cry during those 3 days?
I think in that 4 days period, I would have cried at least 3 to 4 times. And every time I was watching them do things, it made me realize that I've been chosen to become a planner for maybe these life moments. And money didn't matter. I did not think about money even once. And that's what a planner is supposed to do. That's what a planner does, in fact.
God, I think you need a tissue now.
It's okay.
Let's come to a little fun part of it.
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
biggest wedding disaster you've ever come across in your entire journey?
There are 2.
Okay.
One of the weddings that we did early on, it's 2017 I'm talking about. I was trusted with the wedding by, again, a friend, college friend of mine. And everything is ready. It's the wedding day. The barat is on time. The guests have arrived. The barat is downstairs and it has to come up on the terrace. The bride is ready. They are taking pictures with family. Everything is good.
Yeah.
And suddenly I get a call from my friend and he asks, आशीष वरमाला रेडी है ना? तो मैंने बोला रेडी है मतलब? तो बोले कि वरमाला ब्राइड फैमिली से पूछ लो. तो मैंने बोला हाँ पूछता हूँ. आई कॉल्ड अप द ब्राइड फैमिली. बोला वरमाला रेडी है आपकी? तो बोले वो तो ग्रूम फैमिली लाने वाली थी. एंड आई अंडरस्टूड that
Shit.
this has not been discussed. And trust me, I was in such an awkward position then, and I realized there's a huge communication gap. The bride family didn't have a Varmala, the groom family did not arrange a Varmala, because it was just 2 years into wedding planning, and I probably missed this part somehow. But instantaneously I gave a call to my coordinator and I said, सचिन फटाफट जा और जाके मार्केट से 2 वरमाला लेकर आ.
Shit.
Now the market, the flower market, it's 8 or 7:30 in the evening. The market is almost closed. You don't know if you'll find the varmala. And now what do? In that moment, it hit me that वेदी और चौरी और मंडप उसके अंदर फूल है. Immediately हमने होटल से पूछा कि आपके पास में सुई धागा है?
हाँ.
तो बोले हाँ है. मैं रिसेप्शन से सुई धागा मंगाया वेदी के अंदर जो फूल पड़े थे वो फूल निकाले, उससे पिरो रहे हम लोग और सुई धागा से वरमाला बना रहे। And today I'm laughing at it, but trust me that 27-year-old Ashish was shit scared, and I knew I did not, own my process right. I should have talked about Varmala. After that day till now, we've made it a point. Varmala kaun leke aa raha hai?
It's a priority now.
Yeah, and that's one story that I'd like to share that made me realize that in the crisis moment, how smart are you? How present are you? How can you make things work?
Right.
And that Varmala was, of course, not the perfect one. We did not, give it our 100%. But in that moment, it was just right. The couple, of course, they were not happy seeing the Varmala, but
At least you
we did it.
saved it, right?
Yeah, we saved the day, and after an hour, we did get actual Varmala. We recreated that entire moment again without any fireworks, of course, without any drama, and they had happy pictures. And I wish I would have done my job differently back then, but this was one disaster that I kind of fought, and I'm glad I did in the best way possible.
But it was a lesson indeed. I mean.
Yeah, it was a very big lesson, but at the cost of family's experience, which I should have taken care of. I feel guilty till day. Of course, I am laughing at it today, but back then they were furious that why didn't we talk about this? Moving on to my second situation which happened. There was this one wedding that we did in 2021, right after COVID, after the first wave of COVID. In that wedding, everything was set at the bride's, residence. We had created this huge 6,000 square feet of mandap for the bride's family to be able to conduct their food comfortably in one area. The remaining 4,000, 6,000 square feet space was for the event area. So this was the food area.
Okay.
We are 3 hours away from the event. The catering team is setting things up, and suddenly I smell smoke. And what had happened was that the catering team had somewhere not, taken care. They had a lapse in their operations. The gas cylinder was not fixed properly, and it converted into a fire. And instinctively, the catering team tried to douse out the fire, but it did not work. The fire started getting bigger, and by that time, thankfully, we had fire extinguishers on site. We tried to douse the flame that was there in the floor, but now the fire has reached the top. Immediately, my vendors, the Marwadi we call, who do the tenting of the venue, they got up and they started dismantling the fabric that's there on the venue, like on the mandap, so that the fire doesn't spread.
Yeah.
By that time, we'd already called a fire brigade. Thankfully, the height of the structure was high enough for the fire brigade to come in. The fire was contained. Now we were left with two options: either to postpone the event to the next day, because we had a reserved day for us for some reason that the family kept it, or make things happen right there, right then. But we had only 3 hours.
Tell me, you
Thankfully-
went through an option A, or was it option?
No.
It's like a lot of
we
dhak-dhak
went
inside
with
me.
option B.
Oh my god.
In less than 3 hours,
Shit.
we put all of our team members, all of our agencies together,
Yeah.
redid the entire setup, got fabrics from the vendor again. Within an hour, the fabrics had arrived. Within an hour, the laborers had already removed everything that was wrong. And by 3.5 hours time, we had got the setup up and running again. We did not let any guest know that something of this sort had happened. And they were all happily eating in that very space which had caught fire. And
God.
trust me, as planners, we do have backup options, but this one was something that could have turned out to be worse than what we expected. And there could have been a loss of life. There could have been, majorly more than anything else, somebody's family would have experienced a lot of tragic, loss in their family.
100%.
And we saved ourselves from it, and I feel God was kind to us that day. We averted the situation, and things went smoothly thereafter. So these moments are not something that will ever be brought on social media. By God's grace, we were lucky enough to not be trapped in that situation.
True.
And I learned a big lesson from there on, that all safety measures related to catering, related to fire, have to be taken care. We've always ensured that no matter what's the SFX, we keep fire extinguishers on site.
100%.
That's a very important safety mandate that we have learned, and at the cost of almost losing a lot. So yeah.
Oh God, heavy. But this is about the biggest disasters. Now
Correct.
coming to the craziest projects you've ever undertaken under ANC, be it a wedding or an event that you can call crazy, super crazy event.
I don't know if it is crazy enough, but I can for sure say that in life, when you are doing things which you've not planned for,
Yeah.
and you don't know what will come to you, this wedding came in as a huge surprise for me. And the fact that I was trusted with it without any prior knowledge, without having had any experience whatsoever on how the functioning of it works, how the operations are, how the logistics will be planned. I had zero knowledge whatsoever. And the funny part, I just had 23 days to plan the wedding.
Okay.
And the one that I'm talking about is the cruise wedding that we did in 2019, which was India's first luxury cruise wedding, with a guest list of 265 people, 125 cabins. And we did not know then how a cruise operates. We did not know the formalities that are supposed to be met with, but we had the family's trust by our side. When I said कि मैं कभी क्रूज पे चढ़ा ही नहीं हूँ,
खुद
हाँ, मैं कभी नहीं चढ़ा था, मैं मेरी लाइफ में पहली बार क्रूज पे चढ़ रहा हूँ, और एक शादी प्लान करने के लिए, नॉट फॉर अ वेकेशन, नॉट फॉर लेजर, बट टू प्लान अ वेडिंग, and that too in 23 days.
Were you not scared to take this
I was shit
project?
scared. I was very scared, but I have this in me from childhood. पहले हाँ बोल दो, फिर उसको करने का रास्ता निकालो.
Shit.
अगर आप हर चीज में पहले प्लान बनाओगे और उसके बाद हाँ बोलोगे, तो वो कभी वर्क नहीं करता. कभी कभार आपको हाँ बोलना पड़ता है और फिर फिगर आउट करना है कि चीजें कैसी होगी.
Go on.
And this is what I've done, and trust me, the groom family from Bombay had Bombay's top planner by their side.
Okay.
And they said that हम इस वेडिंग प्लानिंग कंपनी से अपना इवेंट कराएंगे. उनको क्रूज का एक्सपीरियंस है, क्योंकि उन्होंने दुबई में, सिंगापुर में ये इवेंट्स छोटे स्केल पे, इस स्केल पे किए हुए हैं, जहाँ पे 100, 150, 200 लोगों के कॉन्फ्रेंसेस उन्होंने किए हुए हैं. एंड ऑन द ब्राइड साइड, this is the first wedding of my career, Raghav's wedding, and this was Raghav's sister Isha's wedding. And they said कि जी आपके प्लानर होंगे बेस्ट, बट हमें आशीष पे भरोसा है, वो अच्छा काम करेगा. And that level of trust when family is placing in you, you can't go wrong. You have to give your 100%. And that was one wedding which I feel came in from nowhere, least expected, but again that trust factor was high. And I had to prove myself. And when somebody challenges you, उस टाइम पे तो आपको और मजा आता है काम करने का. And we did that wedding, and today I feel that it was one of the most challenging projects for me, because on a cruise there are multiple layers. You have to submit details of everything you're going to take in.
If somebody asks you to recreate it, can you do it pretty smoothly now?
Now of course I
Yeah.
can. In fact, after that wedding, couple of planners did connect with me also to take my feedback on
Wow.
my experience on what are the nitty-gritties that they need to maintain or manage. And I didn't know that planner. One planner from Bombay called me that we've got your number from the management. How did
Okay.
you plan? What did you take care of? I openly shared my experience, and I said, I wish you all the best. If you need any support, I'm there.
Wow.
And in that very moment, you knew that something bigger is happening than what you had processed when you started.
Yeah, you
And
never imagined
yeah,
that, right?
I never in the wildest dream thought that I will be planning water on a moving vessel,
Wow.
let alone doing it on land. You're doing it in middle of an ocean. You don't have any backups that
And they
can
were pretty
come.
much your early years, I would say.
Yeah, this was 4 years into my planning career.
Not bad though.
And ANC started in 2015, and 2019 you're getting this project, and that too with a timeline of 23 days. We did all that we could. We were on the cruise with a team of 12 people.
Yeah.
One major fuck up happened, and we were all in shock that how will we manage this. The cruise liner actually has a lot of unloading and loading happening because the cruise has docked. Now it's your turn to put things on the cruise. How do you get in the decor material? Our vendors were briefed to come in a night before. भले आपको रात में पार्किंग में वेट करना पड़े, आप वेट करिए. But we had double checked, triple checked everything and made sure that our stuff goes inside first. But as per their norms, their standards, their policies, we had to wait out until the food unloading and food loading happens.
Oh.
That took more time than we assumed. It blocked us and it put us behind by 3.5 hours. And suddenly we were in a fix because we did not calculate that. And the next thing that we did was I gathered 8 members from my team, asked them to assist the production team to get the material on the deck. We had to pull in everything that we could do because there are 7 floors.
God.
And how do you maintain all of that with a timeline which is...
How was the feeling when you first time stepped into a cruise?
I was very, very happy, proud of myself that I'd be doing that wedding. I was nervous. I did not know a lot of things. A lot of the crew staff was internationally placed there. So I had to now deal with people according to their benchmarks.
Right.
And I had to put myself out there in a way with somebody who has at least 10 years of experience, though I had only 4 years of experience. Because now those guys are seeing you, they are going to judge you, they are going to, probably criticize you.
And this is going to be a benchmark for you, in fact.
Correct,
Not
correct.
only people watching it, I would
But
say.
like I said, there are people who are placing the trust in you. So
Yes.
that instinct kicks in.
Yes.
That feeling makes you stand out. That feeling makes you do more.
Yeah.
And that responsibility adds more weightage on everything that you decide.
So now, like you're saying this, right? I mean, obviously, you deal with so many people, like you
Correct,
just said.
correct.
People with different expectations
Yeah.
or emotions or psyche. So, I mean, if we look at from a zooming out perspective, right? How much has this profession taught you in your life, and how much of that do you implement in your personal life as well?
I think professionally, I am thankful to people for teaching me a lot in life, be it the families that we have worked with, the artists that we have got on for our events, or maybe for that matter, the vendors with whom we work. Every person that I have met has taught me something or the other, and professionally and personally, I think I am one person. You will not see a very distinctive Ashish when I'm in my personal space.
Oh.
Of course, I am a lot more aloof. I am a lot more reserved in my personal life. I am
Oh.
not somebody who's okay showcasing everything out there to people. But at the same time, professionally, I have no choice but to showcase myself.
Yeah.
So I am trying to balance things out in a way where,
Selectively
yeah,
extrovert.
selectively, I am an extrovert for sure.
Okay.
But professionally, I have to be more, out there, more available for people. And from the look of it, it might feel that, oh, Ashish is one confident guy. You tell him everything, he'll do it.
Yeah.
But internally, there is a lot of rush. There's a lot of madness that I have to deal with. Lot of chaos that is out there, and I have to streamline things. But it's become a muscle memory now. And more so, I think what is very essential when it comes to life learnings through profession is that how much are you willing to accept criticism? People will criticize you, people will say you things, and are you ready to accept those things with a positive smile?
Yeah.
If yes, you will be able to see the difference in your own work. And we have done that. If something is not landing right, we accept feedback, we improvise on it. I may not be somebody who's always been the best event planner to all the families because I've had my own share of experiences. But have I delivered them value? Yes, I have. Through their own learnings that they give me in the process of planning.
Right.
So yeah.
I mean, this is all the good side of it and
Yeah.
your learnings.
Yeah.
But every dream has got a personal cost to it. That
Yeah.
you give up on something. There are
Correct.
sacrifices. The typical narrative that we've been fed.
Yeah.
But what about you? Has there been anything that this profession or industry has, you know, when you look at yourself, be it in the past or now,
Yeah.
that has made you look at yourself in a very different way? You know, this was something that was not accepted or expected, I would say, and still it
yes.
happened to you.
Yes, yes. So, uh, event planning as a career is extremely demanding.
100%.
A lot of people feel that out of 12 months in a year, we are only operating 6 months. But the remaining 6 months, there's a lot of site recce's, there are meetings, there are negotiations, deals, hotel site inspections, there is team coordination, there is charting of plan for every little thing. So through the 12 months of a year, at least 9 to 10 months we are operating. I understand that 2 months are a little more relaxed. We take it, but we are happy because those 2 months gives us a lot of time to think about what we want to do. Over the years, I have given my all to ANC. I've given
I
my
now think of, you know, when Ranveer Singh is literally living on sandwiches the entire day. You remember that
correct.
scene?
Yeah. Of course, कि दिन में आज सिर्फ 3 सैंडविच खाइए and उसे तभी भी he's saying कि अच्छा ठीक है, he's doing it. And you have to run out of food, you have to run out of water, you have to wake up at 3 in the morning, you have to reach the site again at 8 in the morning. You have to be available by 12 in the night. All of this happens and it takes a toll on you.
100%.
Health is something that gets sacrificed for most of them, and I'm very sure that it must have happened with a lot of them. But for me, it was one moment where I realized that I have given my all to my profession, but I lost at personal level. I had an incident last year in Manali where I was broken, I was shattered. I felt that nobody should ever get to treat me the way that guy did. I was at this company offsite. We were extremely happy. It was a 10-day vacation that we did, 10 of us who were there in Manali. And we wanted to have the best of the memories for ourselves because we were happy doing what we did. And in that moment, I had gone to address the most extreme fear that I have, which is fear of height. And when I was there, I wanted to paraglide, and my instructor who was with me, he called out on me. He said, "आप overweight हो, आपसे नहीं होगा." When he told me for the first time, I ignored. I'm obsolete to all of these things. He told me second time that आप overweight हो, आप ये नहीं कर पाएंगे. And just when I had worn all the equipments, all the gears and everything, and I asked him something कि ये कैसे करना है, आप एक बार और बता दो. तो he said, आपको बोल दिया आप overweight हैं, आपसे नहीं होगा. And that broke me. And I realized कि भाई ये मैं नहीं कर सकता. I took off my gears and I cursed him. Of course, anybody who's so frustrated in that moment will do it. And I walked away. That evening, I cried my heart out. I realized that I've achieved a lot professionally, but personally, I couldn't become the person I could have been. But I made it a point that I get back to my health, I give my 100%, I bounce back in a way where things fall right for me personally, and nobody in life should ever get a chance to call me overweight. And 4 months later, with 12 kgs that I shed
Just 4 months?
in 4 months,
Wow.
and
I need some tips after this.
and in 4 months period, this happened in March, April, May, June, July. July, I was in Spain. My brother had surprised me by booking a skydive experience for me. I did not see that coming.
Such
And
a
I was,
Z in
I
every
was,
language.
oh
You're
my
surrounded
god.
by movie phrases or narratives, I would say.
Yeah. And this was one life moment where I felt that, oh my god, I'm actually going to skydive. But in my mind, all those 4 months, I was telling myself that I need to change myself, I need to get back at life, I need to do things better. And on that day when I was about to skydive, the one thing that I did when I skydived, when I was landing, I said, "Screw you, Vishal, screw you, Vishal."
Is that guy?
The guy who actually insulted me. And I was so happy for doing everything in my potential for those 4 months. what I feel sad is that the guy who insulted me, of course, never got to see that I skydive. I feel sad about that, but it's a victory for me.
I
for
hope
my
he sees the
personal
podcast.
self.
You can send him the link.
I'll do that. But you have to stand up for yourself if you want to
100%.
change your life, and that's what the entire journey over the last 1.5 years.
And standing up solely doesn't mean that you speak about your emotions.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
you prove it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and just one thing that I learned from that experience is that you need to channelize your emotions, even if you're insulted, in the right direction. If it would have been somebody else who would not have been mentally strong, maybe they would have gone into depression with what that guy said. But it's your mindset that helps you overcome your biggest failures, and that's what I'd like to share with people, that don't let your mindset be fooled by somebody's criticism.
Correct.
You need to stand up, you need to own that moment, you need to work on yourself
And
and
do something
get back
about
at life.
it.
Yes,
Yes.
you can't just be sitting in peace with the criticism that's thrown at you.
Sitting back is for the weak-minded, I would say.
I will say it differently. I feel sitting back is a moment where you give up, but the moment you start seeing things the way things are possible, you will actually achieve a lot. And throughout this 1.5 year, I've given this mindset the Virat mindset, and I'm referring to Virat Kohli.
A cricket fanboy is
I am
still
a,
in there.
I am a cricket fan for sure, but more so I am a fan of how Virat Kohli handles criticism, the way he works on himself, be it his fitness, be it his personal life, be it his professional journey of how many times he's been criticized, and he still chooses to come back strongly.
Yes.
And still deliver value and still make his presence felt. And when I'm gymming, even today, I was in the gym, I was telling myself, I can do it. And only person I picturize is Virat Kohli.
Tell me you partied hard with the IPL results recently.
I wish I could, but someday in my life, I want to meet Virat Kohli and I want to touch his feet and tell him thank you for.
I would wish that you plan an event for him.
Someday I have it on my wish list that I get to plan a event for Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma.
Wow.
I don't know how small or how big it is, but
As a
because
wedding planner, what was your POV on their wedding?
I think it was the most beautiful way that they got married.
Really?
Yeah, and that's how intimate weddings have to be, with lesser people, with people who really love you, and at a place where you feel very happy. It doesn't matter if it's Lake Como, it doesn't matter if it's your backyard, but the fact that you're doing it with the right set of people. For some people that can be 500, list of 500. For some people that can be 50. But it's all about how you want to, shape things for your special day. And I truly love the setup that was done, the pictures that came out. Devika Narayan did the setup, Joseph Radhik clicked the pictures, and they did a fabulous job
It was
with
so
it.
natural.
Yeah, very natural, very organic,
Very
not
organic.
forced. Everything is so raw, and they're such a in-love couple.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody has the audacity to express love how Virat and Anushka does.
100%.
So yeah.
Wow. And okay, this is one personal question that I would like to ask. That you've seen so many couples around you.
Yeah.
You've conducted so
Yeah.
many weddings. Were there any favorites or any couple that you felt that you could see, it was pure love? Like,
Oh, yes.
where you felt it was just nothing was paused or faked or
Yeah.
for the pictures. You can, or if you want, you cannot take names, just
No, I think I would like to mention, of course, I'll not take the names, but we did a event last year in Goa, St.
Okay.
Regis, and it was a love marriage.
Okay.
The couple had been in love for almost 10 years. In fact, they were school friends turned lovers to getting married, and they were so passionate about each other. The guy is extremely outspoken. He's very poised, very calm, and knows exactly what is right. He's a very smart business guy. And on the other hand, the girl, the bride, was very soft, very elegant, very sophisticated,
Oh.
very detailed. like a support system to his partner, and that makes you feel so good in the process of planning. I might have disappointed them somewhere because they both are two very strong minds and we need to maneuver them, but that's how planners operate. They have to navigate these emotions
Right.
and uh, let them take the lead somewhere, and let then some moments you have to take the lead and ensure that a great show is put up. And we had a fabulous time planning their wedding. It was one of the very moments where I realized that getting people together, getting people married is a very joyous occasion. It's something, tell me which profession in the world lets you experience the most happiest moments in life? I don't think there is any
I'd say
apart from wedding planning. And you are there planning the entire process in the most happy days of their lives, and in that
directing
moment
films for their life, I would say.
yeah
Wow.
and you're seeing everything come alive, so it's the best feeling.
Wow. I mean, that's again the whole lovey-dovey side of it. Now let's hop into certain myths that people have about
Yeah,
this industry.
yeah.
So my first question to you would be that people say wedding planners के pricing plans website पे क्यों नहीं होते या costs website पे क्यों नहीं होते? This is one thing that I've heard a lot.
For this, I think I totally acknowledge the question, and families do want, or rather people at large want to know what is the planner's fee. But the trick is, or rather the glitch is that, example, you're going to an interior designer and you tell them that, hey, I want to design my house. Can you give me a budget? The interior designer would not know how many rooms are you looking at. They don't know your taste yet. They don't know what is the kind of furnitures that you would like to have. They don't know if an X thing will work with you, and they don't know if it's a 3 BHK, 4 BHK or a 5 BHK yet, and you're asking them for a budget. It's not possible. So if I were to say it in a very humble way, that there's a lot of data that we need to be able to put our pricing out there.
Right.
Because if we get that data, after that we are able to say it rightly that, okay, this is what we will charge you. So planning in terms of planner's fee is of course something that we can put it out there, but it's still subjective. We don't know how many people will be required to plan the wedding. How many number of days of events are you looking at? What is your guest list like? Are there 500 people or there are 200 people? It's all a very gray area that needs to be explored. We get a lot of DMs on our professional page asking for, hi, this is my wedding date, can you give us a budget? And sometimes we feel funny also, and we would want to reply with, thank you so much for inquiring, we'll share you the budget, but will you be okay with the budget? Because you've not given us any details. We don't know what your occasion is going to be like.
Where is it?
Yeah,
What's
correct,
the taste?
correct.
XYZ, 100
A lot of things. There are at least 10 questions that we need to know before we answer you with the fee or with the price point. And if I have to give you a broader spectrum, in today's time in India, there are planners who charge 1 lakh rupee for entire wedding to plan the day, and there are planners who charge 50 lakh rupees to plan the wedding to give you an experience. Now it's totally on their budgets. It's totally about the family's budget on what kind of a planner do they want to settle in with, and there are options in all the brackets.
Oh.
It's only about the experience, the value, the portfolio, basis which the price point varies.
But same event, right? One decorator or planner is quoting 25 lakhs.
Yeah.
Other one is quoting 35 or 40 lakhs. How would the family know that what's the fair deal for them?
I think it's a tough question, but I'll make it simple for you. It's the right question actually, not even tough, I'd say. A lot of times when you are trying to compare pricing, now events industry is one industry where you do not have an MRP on things. You can go on a website and check flight rates. You can walk into a store and compare price point of electronic items. But when it comes to decor, when it comes to event services, there's no MRP and there will never be. The idea behind every price point, for example, the decor point that you just took, maybe the person who's going to offer the same setup at 40 lakhs or 35 lakhs is adding the best of his inventory.
Okay.
He is going to make sure that something is specially made for you. You can't compare two decorators with two different points. Maybe an ex vendor is giving you a lot more premium quality than you must have imagined. The same vendor is routing to give you an experience that you must not have thought of. I'm not saying that the 25 lakh budget is not right.
So do you mean that the more expensive it is, the more better? Can we
No,
say
I
that?
don't stand by that. There will always be options for families to choose from. Maybe the 25 lakh bracket is good for you given your requirements.
Okay.
Maybe it suits right. Maybe it is something that makes your guest feel comfortable when you put up the entire show. But for somebody, that 35 lakh setup is more important. That 35 lakh setup is going to give more of an experience, more detailing. Maybe their flower quality is different. They'll use more real flowers. They'll use more imported flowers. Maybe their flexing that is going to happen is going to be designed by their in-house designer as well. There are a lot of fragments to it, and you can't justify people that आपने 25 का दिया, आपने 35 का दिया.
It
It's
is
not
exactly
possible.
how we say that creativity is subjective.
Absolutely subjective,
Right.
and this is a very big debate that comes between families that 35 लाख का ये कोटेशन दे रहा है, आप 40 का दे रहे हो. प्राइस पॉइंट डिफरेंस आएगा ही, बिकॉज हो सकता है कि वैल्यू डिलीवर करने में डिफरेंस है.
And in a price sensitive market like India, जहाँ 35-20 की बात हो रही है, there will be somebody at some point in a country like India जो
Absolutely.
10 लाख में भी वो ready है करने को. That's
Oh,
the
I can go on for this, and this is a never-ending topic. Sadly, the industry itself is creating difficulties for themselves.
yes.
People are ready to sell their work at a lesser price than what they should be, getting. And it's not wrong. Again, like I said in the very beginning before our, podcast, that to each their own. There is market for everybody, and I respect every vendor, every person who's adding value in this entire supply chain that's there, because everybody is delivering value. Now the price point is subject to the family who's onboarded a planner or the decorator to execute the big day, because at no point will you be able to understand if that particular budget is 100% right, or it could have been better than what you're getting. It cannot be debated.
Not really. So now that we're talking about people's expectations or the quotations that the planners are making, there is this new thing that has come in कि शादियाँ बहुत महंगी हो गई है. So what do you say as a expert in this field? शादियाँ ज़्यादा महंगी हो गई है या expectations ज़्यादा महंगी हो गई है?
I'll definitely say expectations बढ़ गए हैं.
Okay.
And and lot of times when brides walk into our studio, when they visit us, they already have so many Instagram reels that they have seen, that they have saved, Pinterest boards that they must have referred to and saved for their
I'd
wedding.
say Instagram is like blessing in disguise for you guys.
I feel there are two sides to it.
Yes.
Instagram has been a big blessing also. It helps us showcase our work. It helps us put our journey right there in front of people, and then people can be wise enough to take a call and decision on whom do they want to work with. But the flip side is it is made people unrealistic in their expectations. Maybe that reel is good for the person whom it was built for, but maybe it is not suiting your requirement.
Right.
And I always tell couples and families that आपकी expectation क्या है, आप क्या चाहते हैं, हम वो करेंगे. जो लोगों ने देखा है वो एक रेफरल पॉइंट जरूर बन सकता है, बट क्या हमें उसी को पकड़ के चलना है? नहीं.
I think इसकी वजह से, because as you mentioned for Instagram, there are both sides to it. But I think confusion भी बहुत create
बहुत ज़्यादा. हम लोगों को इतना टाइम लगता है उन लोगों को कन्विंस करने के लिए कि ये चीज़ से बेटर ये चीज़ है. क्योंकि हो सकता है कि आपने कोई एक पर्टिकुलर इवेंट देखा है जो साउथ में हुआ हो, वहाँ पर उसका एक्सपीरियंस, उसकी एक्सेसिबिलिटी बहुत ज़्यादा ईजी है. आप वेडिंग करना चाह रहे हैं अप नॉर्थ में, मे बी राजस्थान में, मे बी एट अ फेयरमॉन्ट, and that's a different experience altogether. You might not get the same kind of vendor material, you might not get the same vendors to execute the exact same thing. Are you ready to pay for it? If yes, then we'll get the world for you. But if you feel that you want to do things in a far more budgetary fashion, then you'll have to let loose of your expectations as well.
100%.
It's very important.
Very important.
Yeah.
And there's another very interesting myth, you know, in the market कि wedding planners तो commission पे काम करते हैं.
Yeah.
What's your real perception on this?
I get that question a lot. To be very fair with you, the question needs to change. Wedding planners commission लेने में believe करते हैं से ज़्यादा value addition क्या हो रहा है. I am not saying that I am justifying myself by saying this line, but you know, there are two sides to it. A, tell me something when you walk into an Apple store and when you pick up an iPhone, what is the price that's quoted on it?
Probably a lakh and above.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think it's manufactured at 1 lakh rupees?
Not. Absolutely
What
not.
would be the cost according to you?
Anywhere around 60.
60,000?
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. An iPhone is made and, you know, the cost price of it is anywhere around 18,000 to 25,000 rupees.
What?
Yeah, but it's more about, I may not be 100% right, but it's more about the value addition that you're getting when you're holding it in your hand. Likewise, when you're getting a denim for yourself, which is probably 5,000-6,000 rupees from a good brand, it's been made at 800 rupees, 1,000 rupees, 1,200 rupees, but you're still paying the price.
The brand value of it.
Correct. It's the brand value. It's the perception that's being sold. It's the feeling that's being sold to you that, okay, you're wearing that brand. I'm not saying that event planners give you the exact same value, but the problem of the entire industry is that we are offering a service. That's why it pinches people.
Yeah.
That what is the value? ये तो मेरे चाचा के बेटे से बोलूँगा तो वो भी अरेंज करवा देगा. बिल्कुल करा सकते हैं. But
have
क्या
you
वो-
ever said that? तो बोल दो ना.
नहीं, I think that's rude. And people have that. We have to deal with it. We need to accept and acknowledge everybody's way of looking at
I think
things.
this entire profession has also made you a very patient person.
We have to be. There is no other option. There are times that हमें बोला जाता है कि अरे ये वाली होटल में तो हमारे जो पापा है उनके दोस्त का बेटा ही कॉल करके रेट ले लेगा. ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. बट क्या वो आपको वो सर्विसेज ला के दे पाएंगे जो हम करवाना चाहते हैं?
I don't know about you, but I am very upset with this statement.
नहीं. So there is a lot going around the fact. A lot of times is also been asked कि एक वेडिंग में आप कितना कमा लेते हैं?
Yeah.
हमें
I've
ये भी
heard
सवाल
this.
पूछते हैं.
हाँ.
एंड चलो मान लीजिए
कितना कमा लेते हैं wedding planners?
I'd say that we earn decently enough
Yeah.
to live a life which is fulfilling. And
Has anybody like a young cousin of you or some friends?
yeah,
son
people
or
have
kid?
asked me.
They've asked you.
They've asked me,
Yeah,
and
do-
it's not wrong of them to ask. And I would term it as that event planning, wedding planning as an industry is rewarding. But are you getting the value that you have expected for the event? If yes, then the planner's earnings should not be a problem. If the planner has given you more value than what you had expected, if the planner has given you more deliverables than you must have thought of, if they have fought more battles than you must have, not noticed, then doesn't matter what the planner is earning, to be very fair with you. And the problem with our work is, the more we showcase that the event is perfect, our work is not seen.
Oh.
Because a lot of chaos is happening behind the scene that the family will never know. And that's where the problem lies, that nobody sees what we have handled before it could actually trigger a ripple effect and could make things worse. So that's the problem with our industry. That's why a lot of times we are judged that अच्छा हम कमा रहे हैं, लेकिन वो कमाई के पीछे हमारी क्या efforts गई है. We take accountability for all our vendors. We take responsibility for their actions. We make sure that उस दिन पर अगर 2 बजे किसी को टाइम दिया है तो वो 2 बजे ही आए. वो 6 बजे आके ये ना बोले कि जी हमने तो उनसे बात कर ली थी, हम 6 बजे आ गए, आपको क्या प्रॉब्लम है. ऐसा भी होता है. A lot of times things happen that way. And we have to be okay with a lot of things around the dialogue that's happening. We still continue to do our job with the same passion, with the same amount of efforts and energy that we have to, irrespective how people see us. Yes, it's a good way of earning money, but what does it take from you? It takes your sleeps, it takes your health, it takes your mind, peace of mind. it takes a lot from you. Only then you are able to deliver a perfect show wherever you are in the world.
True that. And now, if we, as the viewers or anybody who's watching this right now, because again, this is your expertise, your field.
Yeah.
In short, if you could tell, what are major differences between a 50 lakh ka shadi versus a 5 crore ka wedding?
Well, I've been grateful to curate both of the kinds of weddings, and I feel emotions is at the heart of both the weddings. What changes between a 50 lakh wedding and a 5 crore wedding is complexities. Maybe a 50 lakh wedding has less number of guests. It has less number of rooms to take care of. It has lesser artists to manage. Emotion level is still high. I have cried at a wedding which is 50 to 75 lakh budget, and I have celebrated at 5 crore budget wedding and cried at Vidai as well. The dynamics don't change. What changes is the operational and the logistics parts of things, where when you look at a 5 crore wedding, the stakes are very high. You are dealing with extremely sensitive guests. You're dealing with a list of people who may be high in terms of their ego. If you don't deliver right, they might not be happy with you. It's very easy. I have a very funny example for it. Imagine you are at a airport. आप अगर एक शादी में आए हैं और आप शादी में अगर आपको गाड़ी पिकअप करने आ रही है, वो 5 मिनट लेट हो गई, तो आप बोल देंगे कि इवेंट प्लानर की सर्विस अच्छी नहीं थी. वही गेस्ट उबर अगर कर रहा है और वो अपने घर वापस जा रहा है और वो 15 मिनट वेट कर रहे हैं तो चलेगा. दिस इज समथिंग विच इज वेरी फनी. I might get a little backlash for this, but it's a harsh reality. The moment we talk about events, हर आदमी राजा बन जाता है. सबको टॉप नॉच सर्विस चाहिए. सबको ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए कि भाई हम आ गए. बिल्कुल आपको मिलना चाहिए, हम हैं उसके लिए. But patience, humbleness is something that is very important.
Very important.
You need to be kind to the wait staff. You need to be good to the drivers who are coming to pick you up, to the team who is standing to receive you at the airport, to the bellboys who are dropping off the luggage in your rooms. You need to start being more thankful as guests, as people who are experiencing weddings across India, across the world. There is a lot of need for people to appreciate the efforts of the smallest vendor to the artists who are performing on stage non-stop for 2.5 hours and making the day special.
I mean, this is one thing, but you know, if we talk about the latest trends, right, per se, social media, it has amplified, or I would say transformed a lot of things in the wedding industry today.
Very true.
So, you know, if we see social media, has it fed a lot of lies to the audience today? Or if you can say our weddings have become more creative or performative because of social media, what's your take on that?
So I'll answer it in 2 fragments.
Yeah.
First one being that weddings, because of Instagram, have also become very competitive.
Yeah.
For planners. Everybody wants to deliver something different. But do they get that budget access is one question. Second, looking at a reel in a 9:16 ratio, somebody feels कि ये planner का काम बहुत अच्छा है, is not the right way to select a planner.
Right.
Because you are seeing the 30-45 seconds which are best framed to make you look at it. But what are the operational logistics that must have gone into it?
Yes.
क्या वो vendor ने 100% deliver किया? क्या आपको जैसे commitments किए गए थे वैसे deliver हुए? क्या आपको seamless experience मिला जो guest को मिलना चाहिए था? All of these are questions that are not determined in that reel that you are seeing.
Right.
It's all beyond it. So this is one thing which Instagram has done. People get carried away by the look of it कि ये बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, but उसमें क्या budgets गए हैं, उसके अंदर में कितनी effort गई है, कितनी agencies ने मिल करके काम किया है, कितने गलतियाँ तो चलो ठीक है होती हैं, it's not wrong. बट उसके बियॉन्ड एक्सपीरियंसेस में क्या क्या कमियां आई, क्या फैमिली थ्रू आउट उस पूरे प्रोसेस में खुश थी, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो दीज आर द थिंग्स विच इंस्टाग्राम डजंट सजेस्ट. सो आई ऑलवेज टेल फैमिलीज कि आप इंस्टाग्राम पे जो देख रहे हैं देखिए, हम आपको वो करके भी देंगे अगर आपको वही चाहिए, लेकिन क्या आप प्रिपेयर्ड हैं टू पे दैट कॉस्ट? बिकॉज फ्रॉम अ प्लानर्स पर्सपेक्टिव वी वुड लव टू सेलिब्रेट द ड्रीम्स दैट couples have, that the families have, but it all comes at a cost.
True that.
Yeah. And on the flip side, the second thing that it has done is it has given a huge exposure to everybody who wants to plan their wedding. And the industry is booming. It's a 6.5 lakh crore industry in India. The wedding industry alone gives employment to so many people.
Right.
You have a caterer, photographer, musician, artist, a waiter, a dholwala, maybe 10 other agencies that are adding value, and the last person probably who's very subconsciously a part of the wedding is also getting paid. And that's what weddings does. It's moving the entire economy in India, and it's a big thing to take care of. And I feel government is also very inclined to make this much more easier and less complex than what it was before. So yeah.
Wow. I didn't know this. Amazing. I mean, other than this, like now that you're so well versed about your industry, right?
Yeah.
You know in and out about everything. If I would say anybody who's trying to enter the industry today,
Yeah.
what are the few skills that they should absolutely be polished with if they want to enter the wedding planning industry today?
So I feel personally there are three things that definitely should be there. First is curiosity.
Okay.
Second is high level of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Third is extreme level of passion. Creativity is not even in my top 5.
Oh,
It's not in my top 5. Trust me.
I thought this will be number one.
No. Creativity is not needed as the first 5 pointers for getting into this industry.
Wow.
You have to, I'm talking for event planners, because event planning is also now distributed in multiple dimensions. So you have wedding planners, you have wedding designers, you have wedding decorators. So there are multiple, you have wedding stylists,
Wow.
you have floral stylists. There are multiple, aspirations to everything when it comes to event planning. But event planning per se, you have to be very committed to what you're going to deliver and what you're going to say. Your commitments level have to be very high.
Okay.
The third part is your passion, because when it's 3 a.m. in the night and sleep is more important to you, you will not be able to get up. You can't be sleeping when things are going wrong.
True.
Or you are needed on site. Till day, I am somebody who is on site the entire night if I'm not satisfied with the work that I have to deliver.
Oh.
And I make sure that I leave the site only after I've set things up. It's very important.
Wow.
So that's very important. And more so, what is important is you have to be ready to deal with a lot of people from different backgrounds of businesses. You can't be thinking कि मेरे को इवेंट प्लानिंग आती है तो मेरा काम हो गया.
हाँ.
आपको फाइनेंसिस का नॉलेज होना चाहिए, आपको कपड़े मार्केट के बारे में पता होना चाहिए, आपको ज्वेलरी बिजनेस का पता होना चाहिए. बिकॉज जब आप बिजनेस ओनर्स के साथ बैठते हैं तो आप उनसे बातें क्या करेंगे? They will talk to you about a lot of things. Somewhere when you're going with them to a recce, maybe आप अहमदाबाद से उदयपुर जा रहे हैं या maybe दिल्ली से आप जयपुर जा रहे हैं, तो आप बात तो करेंगे. शादी के अलावा भी कुछ तो बात होगी.
How would you negotiate? How
Yeah,
would
lot
you
of things. Communication,
answer?
negotiation. So the list is endless. You need to know a lot of things to be able to be a good planner. But these three are my top.
Top 3. Okay. And if I would ask that, what are the few learnings from this industry or your journey that applies to all other industries as well, be it any profession?
My top would be negotiation.
Okay.
I think this industry has taught me negotiations way better than I ever imagined. You have to be a very smooth negotiator. Like, if you have to get things rolling, if you have to get things done, you have to make sure that all the parties win. And that is only possible through the right negotiation skills. That's one thing that the industry has taught me. Second thing that this industry does to people is make them a lot more patient.
Yeah.
You have to be more aware about what people see, what people think, what people feel.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you are not just navigating vendors or artists or the agencies at a site, but you are also navigating emotions. You are navigating emotions of 500 different people, and anybody in today's time is extremely sensitive. You don't know which guest, which artist, which vendor, which photographer, which waiter will blast out.
True.
You have to make sure that everybody is calm, comfortable, taken care of, relaxed on site.
Wow. I mean, I don't know how much patience you have, but I would say, I mean, I can sense, because there are hundreds, in fact, thousands of people involved in every event today.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And you have to keep your calm. So
Correct.
kudos to you for that.
Thank you so much.
Okay, another very interesting question would be, Ashish, looking at your journey now,
Yeah.
it's almost a decade in the entire experience, or I
Correct,
would say the
correct,
industry.
correct.
So, what's next for you? Is it more weddings or a much larger experience or experiences? What is it exactly?
So I personally feel that the city I am in,
Yeah.
firstly, I am blessed to be living in Ahmedabad. India is going to see a huge transition in the event space through this city. And if you were to ask me, of course, I would never step away from weddings. It's my core. It's something that I've loved doing every day of my life. But what I feel is, at the bigger scheme of things, Ahmedabad is gearing to become the sports events industry very soon. And I definitely feel that I would want to be a part of it. And both these industries are almost the same. You have to manage logistics here, you have to manage logistics in sports and in events also.
Right.
You have to deliver large scale experiences at sports events. This is what we do at weddings. If you want to deliver experiences to people who are coming from out of India, who have a lot of expectations, the same thing is what we do for our guests when they visit us at a wedding.
Right.
So I feel these two fields are very much, in sync when it comes to giving experiences or the operational side of things. Of course, the dynamics can change, but I am looking at delivering immense experiences and greater values in the Commonwealth Games in Ahmedabad.
Wow.
And also the Olympics that we have bid for in 2036. I'm gearing up for all of that.
Yeah.
And I feel the future is Ahmedabad when it comes to event spaces. Coldplay happened without a glitch, and everybody was praising the efforts put in by the teams coming in from Bombay, Delhi, Ahmedabad. Everybody came in together to deliver a great show. And that's why our Prime Minister is also putting Ahmedabad on world map. All the major prime ministers, all the major presidents of the countries are first invited by the Prime Minister to Ahmedabad, and then they, decide the next leg of their movement. And it's a big opportunity that we have to encash. And I feel the number of people who can deliver value in these events, the Commonwealth, the Olympics, is going to be much, much higher than what we can anticipate today.
True.
So there is room for everybody to deliver. There is room for everyone to add value. And if ANC can add that value when time comes, that'll be a feeling for me that I've arrived. So yeah.
Wow, so nice. I mean, I hope the best for you indeed.
Thank you.
But before we finish this, if we look back a little, that
Yeah.
19-year-old boy, you built a brand, you tackled hundreds of events and people, of course,
Yeah.
So looking back, how proud are you of yourself? I would not ask any parents or how proud are your friends, but you yourself, what do you think about that guy who peeped into this journey and decided that this is pretty much about his life now in the future?
So I think I do feel proud about the journey that I have taken, and there's a lot more to come. Having said that, I'd be extremely grateful for that 19-year-old Ashish to stand up and do that cricket tournament, because if it was not for him, I wouldn't have come this far. And it was all about saying yes to life first. And if I feel sometimes there was a movie made on my career, on my life, it would be say yes first, figure out later.
Okay.
And in this entire space of 10-15 years of my journey in events industry, I feel the one thing that I'm proud about is the fact that I did everything by myself. There was no external support. Of course, my family, my friends have been extremely there for me emotionally.
The moral support.
Yes, the moral support was always there. But everything in the right mind, the decisions that we took, the layouts that we had, the business opportunities that I took were all done without any external support. And when I started out, my father told me two very important factors that I should take care of when I I'm dealing with people is one, never fall short on your commitments.
Okay.
It's something that he guided me.
And this was so needed in your
yeah,
industry.
and this was
indeed.
needed. Yes. And till day I have, it's close to my heart. I never fall short of my commitments. Second thing is never cheat anybody. It's something that he's always told me and reminded me time and again that शायद तू खुश होगा कि तूने किसी को चीट किया, बट ऊपर वाला देख रहा है, and you have to be fearful of that. And that these are the two things. Of course he candidly says some things के अच्छा यहाँ ये कर लेता हूँ, but deep in his heart he's somebody who always has told me to not cheat people, to stand
Right.
by commitments. And over the last 10-15 years I have not taken a single penny from my home. To be precise, from 2014 till now I have never taken a single penny. I got my own studio, I got my own car, I funded my own wedding, and that's a life I'm proud of. I don't want to be known as somebody who did flashy weddings, but somebody who built a life by adding value to people. So I think that's my life. Yeah.
Wow. And I'm so proud of you, honestly. Now that I know everything about it,
Thank you.
almost, I
Thank
would say, I am super impressed and proud of the fact that how I can say the title of this podcast can be at least a self-made man in the wedding
I
industry.
think there are a lot of people out there who've done a lot of things, and to each one of them who's fighting a battle, this is one thing I always say to everybody I meet, or on a larger scale of things, that be kind to people. Everybody is going through something you don't know about, and this world needs a lot of kindness. And if you have the power to make somebody happy, do it. You don't know how it will come back to you, in the smallest way possible, in the grandest way possible, but do things for people selflessly. That's my parting word that I'd like to give, that everybody is having a battle. Today it's not easy for you to make a career out of anything, and yet you are putting in your 100%, you're putting in your every little detailed effort. You don't know who's noticing you.
True that.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you for these wise words.
Thank you.
So before we finish this, the last one time, can we do a quick rapid fire? if you're okay?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right then. Question number one wedding trend जो आप secretly ban करना चाहेंगे?
Taking reels for Instagram.
Okay. Bridezilla or Groomzilla? Tougher to handle.
I think Bridezilla, because groom always gets ignored.
Oh, okay. एक wedding destination जो कभी disappoint नहीं करता.
For me, it's Udaipur. It's
Oh.
the most beautiful city, most beautiful. You'll always feel welcome. The hospitality, the warmth, the love, it's all there in its air. People are ready to serve you in Udaipur. There is nothing like Udaipur in the entire world, I'd say.
Wow. One thing couples stress about unnecessarily.
Oh God. What are the entries that are going to make people happy?
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Typical.
Yeah.
शादी में सबसे ज्यादा ड्रामा कौन करता है, दूल्हे वाले या दुल्हन वाले?
दोनों में से कोई नहीं, उनके रिलेटिव्स.
Okay. Hilarious, oh God.
Oh
अब
God.
जो लोग देख रहे होंगे वो सोच होंगे हमारे बारे में तो बात
नहीं
नहीं
नहीं, दिस इज इन अ कैंडिड वे. मतलब बहुत बार दोनों ग्रूम फैमिली ब्राइड फैमिली बहुत सॉर्टेड होती है.
हाँ.
उनके रिलेटिव्स ज्यादा कंसर्न्ड होते हैं. नहीं, चकचक तो नहीं बोलूंगा, बट कंसर्न बहुत ज्यादा होते हैं यार.
ओके. एक रिचुअल जो आप मॉडर्नाइज करना चाहेंगे?
I think the entire gifting process in India, that needs to stop. In the name of gifting, I still feel आज बहुत dowry हो रहा है. I feel so sad because we work so closely with a lot of families, and it's a little off the topic. I'm sorry, I'm cutting your rapid fire, but there are brides who've come to us and who've cried and said, please ask Papa to not spend more. They are overshooting their budgets just to make people happy, and it's not right.
And we are seeing the consequences in the news
No,
also
it's
lately.
very sad. I have personally witnessed that, and with all due respect to everybody who's watching this podcast, who gets this reel, please stand by your values, stand by your morals. Gifting is good if they are not feeling pressured, but please don't pressurize to gift them something. It's not right. I feel this is something I'd like to modernize.
Thank you for this, I would say. One thing Instagram has improved about weddings.
I think the decor part is improvised. The
Oh.
decor game has gone very strong, very
Wow.
strong. Yeah.
One thing Instagram has ruined about weddings.
people are not living in the moment. A lot of couples are only crazy about creating reels for Instagram. That needs to, be stopped. You need to enjoy your wedding, not create reels, because 10 years, 20 years from now, the transitions won't matter. It's your experience, your moment that will matter.
Nice one. सबसे फनी लास्ट मिनट डिमांड जो किसी क्लाइंट ने की हो.
हाँ, ये तो बहुत सारी है, मैं एक में नहीं खत्म
One, come on, your favorite one.
इवेंट से 3 घंटे पहले फैमिली का फोन आया, बोलते कि आशीष एक एंकर अरेंज कर दो.
Okay, and what did you do? Don't tell me you became the
I
anchor.
did I did get an anchor on board, and I called up a friend and I said, listen, I need you to step in, please. Now the family's finally agreed. I don't know what happened to them, but they want an anchor. Please come. We
My
did not discuss the fee. We did not discuss anything. We just asked them to come in. They
Shit.
performed and they left. But a lot more demands like these come in.
Okay. Okay, luxury wedding या intimate weddings? What do you choose?
Intimate weddings with luxury hospitality.
Oh, nice one. एक wedding myth जो लोग आज भी मानते हैं.
कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे?
Very typical. One celebrity couple whose wedding you'd love to plan.
They're already married, but I'd
Don't
love.
tell me it's Anushka Virat.
Yeah,
Ah.
I think Virat, Anushka, they are one couple I deeply admire. I really love the way Virat and Anushka feel for each other, and even if I get one moment where I can create maybe say a 10-year vows for them, I'd be happy to do it.
Wow. Well, I expected this from
Yeah.
you. अगर ANC events पर Bollywood movie बने तो title क्या होगा?
Say yes, figure out later.
As you already mentioned. एक advice जो हर couple को शादी के दिन याद रखनी चाहिए.
Put your phones down. Just enjoy. Have fun. Be in the moment. Be happy with your loved ones. Meet everybody. Thank everybody. Love everybody. They are here for you.
Oh, man. That is lovely. Thank you so much, Ashish, for answering all my questions.
Thank you.
So
Thank you so
beautifully.
much.
Everything was so filter free, I would say.
Yeah.
And I felt that it was so natural and
Yeah.
so from your experience that everything, I would say anybody who would be watching this right now, they'll 100% connect. As even though I am not from the industry, I could totally connect and resonate with what you experienced and
Thank
what
you.
all
Thank
you've
you so
done.
much. I'm glad I could add value, and I hope I was a good guest.
So guys, if you have any doubts from our expert today, feel free to comment your doubts or question him. He'll be more than happy to answer it. So that's it for today. Do like, share and comment, and thank you for watching Mike Pimilenge.